So the promise of this video is I will provide a step-by-step roadmap to follow for young aspiring creatives and explain the mindsets and concepts that will help along the way. So first of all, who am I? I've worked in the film industry as a VFX artist. I've directed and created my own short films, and I run a Melbourne-based Indian themed street brand. My name is RK. I help young creators monetize their craft in a fulfilling way. First of all, respect to you for clicking this low dopamine educational video compared to the more clickbaity videos on your feed. Something that would help both me and you is if you click the subscribe button down below to see more content like this on your feed from me and from other educational YouTubers. Again, if you are an aspiring creative and you are looking to monetize your craft and you're having trouble in ways that you could leverage the things that you love to do, I would love to have a chat. Once I gain your trust, it's the first link down below. So the key factors we're going to go through in this roadmap for aspiring creatives is the niche mindset, why repetition is so important, and then I'm going to give you an actionable game plan that you can do. So number one, the niche mindset. A forte is very important as an artist. You want to be that one thing that people come to feel. If you are a videographer, that needs to be your forte. When someone says, oh, I would love a videographer, if someone is in the room that knows you, they should be like, oh, RK is a videographer, I should recommend him. People feel like that they need to do so many different things for people to resonate with them, but it only makes them lose their authentic audience. If I truly love doing videography, hypothetically speaking, and I'm doing cooking, baking, and everything, once it comes to a point when someone needs just a videographer and they're not going to come to me. Sticking to a niche that is authentic to you is important. Creating this actual work and showing your progress is what makes the most benefits. If you're a jack of all trades, people are just going to pick the person who is niche over you when they need someone for something specific. It is rare that someone says, I want a comedy film director who can cook and do graphic design and is fashionable in a business sense. If I just want a comedy director, I'm going to go to the person who I know fully focuses on comedy directing because they're more likely to have put in the hours to just mastering this one craft. So number two, we're going to go to why repetition is so important. You need to be repetitive. Think about your favorite sitcom. It could be Friends, it could be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Every episode is sort of the same. They all have the same story arc. And that's what makes it so bingeable because you know what to expect. When you get your niche, you need to double down on it and get the reps in. But then you might say, aren't people going to get bored of me? Only 1 in 1,000 people are going to see your work and they're going to only consume it for a second or so. If you want to master something and be known for being good at that one thing, you have to do it a lot. Once you post one video or do one artwork on something, you're not done with exploring that. It's like if I posted a video on focusing and deep work, I can't really say, oh, I've done my part for the world. I've fixed the problem that everyone has with focusing and deep work. You can't label yourself as someone if you haven't done that thing. You can't label yourself as a film director if you have just done one alright short film, but then you're also doing 7 other crafts. There is a difference between doing creative work as something to fulfill your life compared to doing it as a hobby. There is a time and place to show your self-expression in other places if you have other talents, but there needs to be a separation between what you're doing for your own therapy and self-expression and what you're doing to make something out of yourself. It's as simple as just finding your niche, finding a way to monetize your niche, and putting as many pieces of work out on that niche, improving every single time. So we're going to go into the actual game plan finally. So first you need to ask yourself this question. If you had everything, who would you love to help? If you had all the money in the world, you had all your goals sorted out, who would you help just out of the kindness of your heart? Write this down and remember this for later. Next, we're going to make a schedule. So write down your ideal day. So write on one side of the page, write down every hour of the day and write down a day that would be amazing for you. Don't think about all this, I need to make it, or I need to do anything productive. What is a day that would be amazing for you? So it could be I wake up at 7 a.m. and I eat breakfast at 8 to 10, hypothetically speaking, and then I spend an hour before breakfast reading because that's something I really like. And then after breakfast, I do something else that I really like. Once you have this, make it general and enjoyable and have breaks for all the things that you love to do in your life. Then go in and find certain things that you have scheduled out in your day and find ways that you can monetize those things. right now our schedule is very general. So if I really like scripting or making movies, I would just write 3 hours for movie making from 4 to 7. Okay, and then our goal is to stick to this timetable as best as we can. And when I'm talking about sticking to this timetable as the best as you can, life comes in the way. You don't have to stick to this timetable 100%. It's not military. You just have to work in percentages. So right now, once you make this timetable, you're not going to be sticking to it 80-90% of the time. Right now, it'll be amazing if you could stick to it 10% of the time. Say, out of your timetable, you just did this 4-hour block between 4 to 7 where you did something that you really like. You got to remember progressive overload in everything that you do. So this month and next month, you stick to 10% of your timetable. Then next month, you find it easier to stick to 20% of your timetable. And in the end, you sticking to 80-90% of your timetable, and now it's a habit for you, and you just wake up and you just automatically do all these productive, amazing things that you really like. So that's the mindset you need to have when you're making this timetable. Next, once you have this high level thing and you've found out all the things that you really like, say my 4 to 7 block is movie making or something, I sit down and I've said, this is the thing I want to monetize. I sit down now and say, movie making, what is my niche in movie making? Am I a comedy film director? Do I like making horror? Do I like making experimental movies? Now we're funneling down and finding our niche, which is very important. Now we have this niche in our high level task. We're going to link back to the target audience that we discovered in the first step, the people that we would help out of the kindness of our heart. Now we're going to brainstorm ways that we can incorporate this target group in step 1 with our niche that we just found now. Now that you have these 3 things, so your target audience, ways you're going to incorporate your target audience with your niche, and your niche itself. Now all you have to do is get the reps in, what we talked about before. You have to be repetitive with the things that you do. Once you are doing this, you need to find ways to, this is a pro tip for later, once you are doing this, you need to find ways you can streamline your process of getting the reps in. So an example of this would be if you go to the gym and you know that you want to hit chest press or something, right? And you find day 1 you struggle finding your shoes, and that takes up 5 minutes, and then day 2 you struggle with finding the keys to your car, and then once you get into the gym you've forgotten your towel, you need to rent a towel for $2. You need to make this easier as time goes on. Like, your first workout is never going to be that great, so the next time you go to the gym, you're going to have your shoes ready, you're going to have your towel ready, and you're going to make it easier for you to do. What you find out over the months is that you've created this habit that's so easy and so rewarding to do. So that's all it is. Find your niche, find the people you want to help, find a way you can monetize your niche, and get the reps in. So the key factors that we went through today is the niche mindset, why repetition is so important, and an actionable game plan that you can follow. So the promise at the start of this video is I will provide a step-by-step roadmap to follow for young creatives and explain the mindsets and concepts along the way that will help. Finally, if you are a young aspiring creative and you are going to go on this journey of monetizing your craft and getting the reps in, I would love to have a chat. It's the first link down below. Thank you.